Okay.
We're good.
So weird. Completely different strains.
Ready?
Yes.
Welcome back to the Small Business Lover podcast. I'm so excited to have Ashley finally agree to do this with me. It took 6 episodes.
I'm Ashley. I'm the owner of AmarieA Creates. I've been a vendor with Jasmine since the beginning. I make all the things retro stickers, cups, apparel, stationery, like everything.
All the things. Okay, so you're an OG. That's kind of cool.
It's humbling.
It's been a year.
So
Cheers, we
fun.
did it. Ashley wants to hide her Starbucks.
I know. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, so AmarieA Creates, I met you through Fair initially when I was vending with my little business. So it's kind of like a full circle
Little.
moment. I know. I know.
Girl, you passed that year ago.
I'm not like,
You're like the mothership to small businesses.
I love that. Can we write that down?
I'll put it in my notes.
But I remember finding your stuff and I was like, okay, this is exactly what my brand is. Like this matches my setup perfectly. What inspired you? Okay, we'll start from the beginning. Like,
Okay.
what was
Okay.
the first iteration of AmarieA Creates?
Ooh. Okay. So let me go to the beginning. Okay. So I started with my sister in 2020. She had bought her iPad and was just like doodling and like practicing. And I was like, what's that? I want to try. And I eventually just like kept taking it from her to the point where I bought my own. I taught myself. And then we were always going to her apartment. So I would bring the kids with me and we just started making stickers and like the Starbucks cold cups. And yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. They were popping on Etsy for like the longest. And then, so we did that for a year. A year came around and my sister was like, okay, I'm done. Like, do you want it? Get it out of my apartment. And so I just brought the little Michael's rolling cart to my house with everything, and I would just move it onto the dining room table in the living room whenever I would get an Etsy order. And I was doing that until I started on Fair in 2021. Wild.
I think it's amazing what you've done with the Cricut. I have shared this with you, but
Yeah.
I learned that piece when you did your Vistaprint interview.
Yes.
I think that's why you're good for me. Like to be around me, you really remind me that like it is one person. I thought there was like honestly, when I bought wholesale, I thought, oh, okay, these people have like factories or not a factory, but like they have like machines and
Yeah.
there's people doing it, there's employees. If I would have known it was one chick in like Cerritos / Bellflower,
Yeah.
not that I didn't appreciate your work, but I think I would have looked at every cup like, oh my God. And I think that's why it's so important for the small businesses out there to like share their stories. I can't tell you how many people I want to bring on and they're like, no, I'm too shy. And I'm like, girl, you need to be so proud of what
But it's wild because like you learn what you're doing and making a living off of probably from YouTube videos, which is where this podcast is going to be posted. So essentially, like someone else is going to see your story and resonate and be like, oh, okay, so they literally just went to YouTube for help. Like I can do the same damn thing.
No, that's true. Like I didn't realize how many other women felt those same things. Like I thought there was something wrong with me. Seriously,
girl.
I'm like, there's something wrong with me. Like, why do I feel this way? Why do I think these things? But I think that's why this iteration of AmarieA Creates with the mental health, jabs and like all the reality stuff hits so funny. Like I hear people laughing at your table all day long.
No, same. And it's so great. I'm just like, yay.
How do you do it?
Honestly, I don't know. I just like, as I'm getting older, I'm just realizing like I don't have the time or energy, especially with 2 kids and a husband. I'm like,
Yeah.
no. And even more so with family, because just like family is family, but the people you end up meeting along in your life end up being more like family than your actual family, which is what I live by and I kind of choose to teach my kids more because I've met so many people who treat me better than my family. And I want to show them that just because they're family, they don't need to be in your life.
That's deep, like really
Boom.
deep. Your I learned all that during the Vista Friend thing, and it's so wild because that was like such a big deal for me, and I think I
It
was
was insane that was only, what, 3 or 4 months into the shop opening, and I was like a new ambassador, and they're asking me to do XYZ, and I just, I don't know what to do.
I remember they got married that weekend or something.
No, literally, I was like, oh my God, she just got married. She has to like be here all day. Like, she's gonna have to like, oh my God.
But I remember you were sharing your story, and I was at checkout just like crying, especially when you were talking about your Lola. I was like,
We had to take that little break, and then you were like, are you okay? I'm crying over here.
what was it?
Oh yeah, we weren't that close
I
yet.
didn't know you that well yet. So I was like, okay, I really want to go give her a hug, but she's gonna think I'm like weird.
No.
But I was like, that was so emotional. And like, that's one of the things where I'm saying, like, I'm sure she was a big inspiration
Yeah.
in your Filipino line.
She inspired the line, like truly. I started it with what's it called? The Mahal Kita design. And I just was doodling sambagitas. And so at my cousin's where she was living, my Lola, she had this big bush in the front. It was like right there when you're gonna walk up to the front door. And in season, sambaquitas would grow. And when she was able, she would go outside with her little needle and thread and make herself her own necklace just so she could smell it until it starts to brown. And she would just do that. I don't even know how long she did that. But that's just why I always think sambaquitas because of her. The smell reminds me of her. Vicks reminds me of her. Salon Pass, like all the things. Um, and yeah, I kind of just wanted to start with things that she would say, things that she loved, whether it was good or bad. The bad ones are the best.
So the
Oh
funniest.
my God, at the Filipino event, oh my, all the titas, all the ninangs. How did you figure this out? Like, how do you know this? Like, if you don't speak it, my Lola.
That day was like magic.
I loved it.
There's been a few days like that where I'm like, okay, this is exactly why I'm here.
Hmm.
That was one of them. I was like so stressed about the event. My ADHD paralysis hit. I was like immobile for like 3 weeks, just focusing on that like one day. But it ended up being the chillest group of vendors. Everyone felt like family.
Hmm.
Everyone rolled in like family. It was crazy. And it hit different because I never identified with that side of my heritage. So to like be around it,
I loved seeing you like being more open and like welcoming to it and like really wanting to embrace it. Because growing up, I didn't. In high school I was called the Wasian, white and Asian. And like even though I'd be like, no, I'm Filipino, like it's not just Asian. Like we are mixed with Spanish and like Islander and like everything. And I was like, just because I mainly look white, they're like, no, you look Mexican. And I mean, regardless, I'm Filipino and white. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. And I like in high school, it's all about the clique. So, like, there was also like the Filipino clique, and I was friends with them, but I didn't really like fit in. And then I, you know, went with the white kids. And also, I know, and I also didn't really fit in.
okay, so we talked about AmarieA Creates. So are you literally like when you get a wholesale order? Because I remember mine was huge.
Oh, yeah. Can I say that amount?
Yeah, that's fine.
It was my first $1,000 wholesale order, and I wasn't even on Fair for 6 months yet.
I love that for us.
I remember filming the reel. It was like around Christmas or like I don't know, maybe Black Friday or something. And I remember like being so excited because I didn't think I was gonna get any regular, orders for the holiday season. And so I was just extremely grateful and happy about the wholesale order and then filming the reel. And, I was like, ooh, should I message her? Because it says she's just in Anaheim. And that's not far. It's probably gonna save shipping, but I didn't know if like they're allowed that at the time.
I feel like we're all connected somehow, and I think it's really interesting how that happened. And like look at how much you've grown
Hmm.
as well as like my business where like I
Yeah.
walked away from whole ass life and started this and like you've become a really important piece of the store. You're like a staple of the Gen Collective. People come looking for your stuff.
Stop on Sunday when a customer came in. She was wearing the hoodie that I first sold at the first store, and I didn't say anything until they were leaving. And I was like, "Oh, by the way, I love your hoodie," and it ended up being your husband's cousin. Oh my God. And then she was like, "Oh yeah, we got it at the last store," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I made that." She goes, "Oh my God, it's you! We love your stuff." I forget that people like to meet the maker because I don't do pop-ups. I did the one, and that was it.
What are your thoughts on that? Like, there's people that feel like you have to follow the steps. Like, there's like this formula to success. Do you feel like there's steps to it?
No.
I don't think so either.
As being someone who is strictly, okay, because after having kids, I became extremely antisocial. I didn't, and that's just also to like protect my kids. I didn't want to bring them out in the world. Like, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was too scared to go out alone. And so I just liked being home, and I didn't want to branch out for the business into that because I'm like, okay, that takes time away from the kids. Like, what if I have to bring them? Then I have to load them plus inventory and all the things in the car. I was like, I'm not freaking doing that. And then once I found out how much they actually cost, and that was then, not even compared to now, I was like, I'm gonna stick with online. And then when I became the Vista ambassador and they sponsored me to do the unique market, for Mother's Day weekend last year, I was stressing. That's when we were really starting to get close, and I was so stressed. And I was like, I don't know how much to bring. I've never done a pop-up. Like, they're having me do like an interview before. I got to set up downstairs, and then I got to move my stuff and then like reset up. It's just so much stuff. And I was like, is this even worth it? And once I went to the dinner that they also invited me to before the event, it was like I was scared to say that they sponsored me. Even though the freaking paper on the tables had that I was a Vista ambassador and that they were sponsoring this dinner and me for the event, it felt weird because the moment I said it, some business owners were like, "Oh, because I didn't know. I didn't do my research because I don't do pop-ups, that this was a market you had to apply for. You had to apply. You were put on a wait list. You had to get approved. You had to apply for a certain space. And like, they weren't big spaces for the amount of money that they're charging. And I felt so bad.
Well, I mean, honestly, that whole lineup of like interviews, dinners, that's stressful for someone that's not an introvert. The social anxiety was probably like 10 out of 10.
Yeah, so like that whole weekend, I was just like, I was exhausted. I was just like, yes, I was on a high, but I was also like, I feel like I'm here and like I need to prove that like my sponsorship was like valid,
Yeah.
even if they don't know me. And, I did meet a few people who I still follow and support me, which is nice. And of course, they're fellow Filipinos, which is amazing. Literally, it's wild. I'm just like, how is it that the only ones that I met at that market that are also supportive happen to be Filipino?
Like, how deep are we going?
Yeah.
There was something like in the air, like I need to like really sit and like write that piece of my journey down because it just happened so fast. But like everyone is Filipino. I remember Christy showed up. She's still with us. I love her. And like it's interesting because when you're working and you have a management position, you're taught to, keep separation, protect yourself, and all the
Don't get
things.
attached.
Right. And I felt like I really tried my hardest to carry that into my shop. And like what I didn't realize is like it's not the same. It's not apples for apples. Like there's no fucking way I wasn't going to get close to you guys, especially the ones that were like ride or die.
Yeah.
Especially the ones that were there for the first year.
Mm.
I'm like forever indebted to you guys because this
we already it's insane.
I know, but like this wouldn't have happened without you guys. Seriously, like your
Ditto,
support
bitch.
means everything.
It's just like we could go back and forth all day long.
Oh, I know. Like look at us. I feel like shit where like okay, listen, like if I grow, you're gonna grow too, but like we need to trust each other.
Yeah.
Like I think if we stayed at the old store, we would have made do. But like this opportunity was wild.
It just the way that it just fell into place, and like by the end of it, the stress wasn't even like anything.
No, it wasn't.
It was just like when the hell are we moving? Let's go.
Your designs on Instagram go insanely, I hate the word viral, but
Oh,
they get a
lately.
lot of exposure.
Yeah, it's wild.
What are you seeing in trends? Because how long have you been in the game of like social media, small business?
So since the start, so because even when I did the business with my sister, I was the one posting on Instagram. She was never, social media savvy, so it was still always me. So since 2020, and even before then, I was doing social media actively because I was in cosmetology school. Oh yeah, my background.
Yeah, you lived like 10 lives.
So
And
did
you're
you.
only
Yeah, I'm 27. I turned 28 in June. I'm a Gemini. I'm so sorry. Um, yeah, so before I have a ton of experience with social media. I'm not amazing, but I've been on it. And so I did cosmetology. I was a certified makeup artist. So obviously with those fields, you do have to kind of grow yourself on social media. So I was doing a lot of that. I even tried to attempt to do like YouTube videos of makeup. Not for me. Even in high school, because I can sing and play ukulele. Filipinos, we can freaking sing, dance, all the things. So in high school, I would like do YouTube videos of like me singing and covers of me playing ukulele and stuff like that. So I've always been on social media.
So, what are you seeing in the trends of small business? That's a very broad question. What I'm asking specifically, I
You
guess,
mean like for my graphics?
no, from the customer to like the trends of the businesses. Like, what do you see?
Ooh, girl, we are all struggling. We are all on the same damn struggle bus because it's mental health used to not be such a open thing to talk about. It was like, oh, you have depression? Like, yikes. Um, and, even in my family, it's hereditary, if you didn't know. Anxiety, depression is bipolar disorder. Um, like all the things. It's hereditary. And so basically everyone in my family has anxiety and depression. And I knew I had it in high school, but again, it was a time when we weren't like, oh yeah, I have it. So I just kept it to myself. And, it was just with a mixture of a Filipino family, like your typical toxic-ish Filipino family. If you know, you know.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, I tell you some of my things and you're just like, oh, yeah. So but like it's not good. It's not supportive. It's not openly talked about. And I think, you know, my cousin was one of the first ones to really be like, no, like this is a problem.
I feel like we all have that cousin.
And then from there it was like kind of taken seriously, but then I was like, maybe you're just like hormonal. Because it's that age. And then it started to show in my brother, and then it started to show in me, and then now it's in all of us. And we all go to therapy. We're all on some type of medication, spiritually or you know pharmaceutically, whatever. And it's now kind of understood in my family, but now it's at the time in our age where it's like, but you're a grown up. And after, being having such a hard head, and as I'm told by all my elders, both sides of the family, white and Filipino, you have a good head on your shoulders for only being 27. But I was getting told that from when I was 16. And no one else in my family got told that. Not my cousin, who was the first one to speak up about mental health. But then now I'm like the outcast for speaking out against all the bad shit. All of it.
That's tough. It's like really tough.
Yeah. I really took a stance once my Lola passed. So she passed in August of 2021, I want to say. Like my years,
I know, girl.
it's so messed up. But yeah, the moment she passed, like I would still go around and like try and hang out with my cousin and all my family members over there, and it was just like weird. And like they, you hear like, oh, they were the glue that held the family together, but it was almost just like she was the glue because she was the only one worth seeing.
Yeah.
And like, I don't give a shit about y'all because y'all don't give a shit about me unless you need something. And it's not just with family, it's literally with like anyone. Like, they will kiss your ass, be on your good side, try and be your friend. You already know what I'm talking about. Just to get something, just to one up, just to try and be on your level or to try and be something that they think that they need a stepping stone for.
It's hard. I've always been like a champion for people, and I
Mhm.
feel like in you, what I saw behind the funny stickers and all the things was a strong ass woman with real talent. And I feel so strongly about like not stigmatizing yourself,
Mm.
not pinning yourself, because when you say I am, you're affirming something.
Yeah.
And I've learned that in this last year. So when I first met you, I probably irritated the shit out of you.
No, you didn't. Honestly, it was like an energy that I haven't had around me in a long time. And like, you're now the reason I want to be out of my house. You're the reason that I'm okay with, my kids are now at an age where they're like, I'd rather hang out in the room alone than be with mom. So, which is honestly wild for 5 and 6 year olds now. I'm not okay. They like their independent time, which is honestly great sometimes. So I'm like, okay, if they are now at the age where they can understand independent time, then I'm now okay to have my own independent time, which is why I love being at the store.
And
I'm like, give me more hours.
I think it's so absurd, but like I see the change in you. Like since you started this tour,
Yeah.
I feel like you feel better. I feel like you're looking forward to the day.
Mhm.
And what I
No, and it's wild because like based off my social media, you think I'm depressed all the fucking time. Like you think I'm rotting in bed, truly. Like, because I be looking at myself and I'm like, am I okay? Like, I swear I'm okay. Like I just really like I'm so okay that I forget to post that I'm okay. Like I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna post more this year. It goes MIA because I'm happy coloring.
that was hilarious. So seriously, like out of all this, I want you to know that I'm proud of you. Like I'm so proud of you. And at 27, like the fact that you've been on your own and provided employment for yourself in your 20s is insane.
Thank you.
And I want you to give yourself more credit for that because you have 2 kids too and a whole ass husband. Like, that's crazy. In my 20s, I was like not even thinking about this. I was like, okay, I have a job. I'm going to go to my job and then I'll figure it out later. Like, you had the guts to do it. So,
I mean, I had that mentality before kids, but definitely having kids makes you just like grow up like 10 times faster. So my first job it's basically all retail. So I worked at PacSun in the mall with my best friend at the time, and then I moved on to Forever 21, and then
banger.
uh, and then from there I was doing that part-time and going to cosmetology school. And then oh, no, 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 no. I lied. I quit Forever 21 because I went to Disney. So I was working at Disney for a year and a half, and then I started school and I had to quit Disney. And then I quit school because I got pregnant. And here we are.
I really want to get back to like the current climate of small business, but I guess maybe plans. Like, I always try to be 3 to 6 months ahead, short term.
Which is what I'm learning. I Last year I was a planner. I'm not a planner anymore, and it's so bad. I'm over here like planning Ava's birthday in one day because I'm like, okay, I have to cover the store because I love covering the store. But I also need to celebrate my child. But like husband has work. We're fine. Everything's good. And I don't know. It's really hard to get ahead of the game when everything is shit right now.
Yeah. I tell her all the time, just so we're on the same page, get out of that algorithm. Get out of that
Oh
algorithm.
my God, I know. I swear to God, I'm not even like doom scrolling like that. And I don't know why they keep popping up.
So the backstory, Ashley sends me a really sad post about stores closing. And it's not that I'm in denial about the current climate. I just really believe that we manifest our
No, but I saw something this morning and it was like, it's an attention grab. And I was like, that could be it too.
like I don't want to see that. I really want to protect my peace when
Yeah.
because I've been in that
Yeah.
algorithm and it's horrible.
Yeah.
and it makes you like question everything. And I think that's what how I drove myself crazy the first year. I have a ton of faith in our community that people are going to show up even when things get really hard.
That's it's wild that you're like get out of the algorithm because like I'm not in it because like when I'm here when I'm like present and like when I'm actually like present on social media not doom scrolling it's all positives it's all great it's all new launches it's all funny memes it's all like just good things and then every once in a while it's just the one.
Okay, this is an intense question, kind of, and I think we're gonna have a
I'm ready. Oh fuck.
Okay,
God.
do you feel like there has to be tact between what a business owner shows their customer? And what I mean is, like I know you had some really challenging months.
Hmm.
Like, would you go public and say, "Oh my God, my store's gonna flip"? Like, do you feel like the customer needs to be a little protected from that?
Yes. So because I am I've sold wholesale to over 300 stores since being on Fair. And I follow a lot of them because they support me, I'm going to support them. And I see a lot of them just sharing that, like we know everyone is struggling. You don't have to further explain to your customers on social media why you're struggling. Like you could say you're struggling, please, by all means, because we all struggling. Don't say why.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're opening the gates for customers to kind of have an opinion on your business and how you operate and where you spend your money. And that's not what you're asking for.
Yeah. No, same. I feel like there's transparency with customers always, but I feel like the comparison I can give you is like, okay, like when I was working, if there was a staff of like 50 on a schedule
Hmm.
and there were days that like 10 would call out.
Hmm.
That's a big gap, right?
Yeah.
The customers don't give a shit. They just want to come in and get their stuff. They don't want to know all that. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's where that mindset comes from for me, where it's like the store should be that escape for customers. It should be a positive,
That's exactly
thing.
well, that's exactly how we operated at Disneyland. Because that's exactly how it is at Disney. Customers are at the happiest place on earth. They don't give a shit if someone called out. Like, they're like, oh, an employee's missing in costume. Oh, I just want my damn drink.
There's customers that I like trauma dump with all the time,
Yes.
but those are like I'm doing it on social media.
Yeah. But it's also like they're at that point, they're not just a customer.
Yeah.
They're like family friend.
Like shout out to Violet, so Logan, Dance.
Like all the regulars, they're like, oh, what's new? Like that's how you know you're on that same wavelength of like friendship and closeness. Whereas there are other ones who are like, oh, it's my first time in the store. How's your foot traffic?
Okay, can we talk about that? That's my trigger. I hate that question. I feel like it's so invasive. Like,
It's invasive, like past the point of like they're not even saying it to you. And like I obviously am not the owner. Like it's clear as day you are the owner, and like they know that, and I've said that. Like, oh, are you the owner? No, I'm not. I'm a friend. I'm a vendor. And they're like, oh, how's the foot traffic? That's wild to me.
when I go to Target and it's slow in the morning, I don't
I'm like, thank God.
like, hey, how's the
Oh yeah, for real.
no,
I am low key like, thank God I'm in peace.
no, it's probably I be able to walk around and take my time and do my thing. Um, it's crazy. And same with vendors. Like when vendors ask me that, that's a red flag. Like if you're coming into the store to sign and you're concerned about traffic,
You have to step into the store to see for yourself.
like I understand why that's a question.
Yeah.
Right? But I think the trauma is because it's like, girl, we're not upstairs anymore. Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean, how's the traffic? The traffic is what it is. I mean, it's not like I'm sitting stagnant, just collecting your money.
It's like vendors and customers are still actively coming in store, posting like what you think these random like bots are coming in store and posting the bags in front. Like, are you crazy? No, I had that happen. Someone asked me like, "Oh, is she really shipping out all those wholesale orders or is it empty boxes?"
Shut
Yes.
up.
Yeah. It was wild. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
I talked about this with Chantel. Like, can you imagine if people talk to us like that in real life? I'd be like, what is your problem?
My face will cause the
Now I punch you.
my face will cause the problem.
Okay, I'm gonna talk about this, and I mean it in the most respectful way. So please don't take this if you're watching this. Don't take this poorly. But there's a ton of people that want to join the store, right?
Mhm.
Like I get a lot of submissions, and I'm so grateful for that. But then I get the few that come in constantly that are like clearly just like waiting to see how it's going to go. And then they ask, hey, I'm really nervous about this. And I want to be like, listen, if it doesn't go right, don't do it. We're not aligned.
Yeah.
We're not aligned. And it's okay. But like, I'm not going to lose sleep at night because you don't sign to the store.
Mhm.
Like, there's a certain customer and vendor that appreciates what we've created.
Mhm.
And I feel like if you're going to depend on me solely for your foot traffic and your brand, it's not a good fit.
Oh no.
There are other stores that, work. Like, literally, I talk about it all the time. The open market is great. It was a great experience for me. I believe I was always super active in my business when I owned it.
Yeah.
But I really believe that if I never posted, I would still get sales there because that's just the kind of store it is.
Yes.
They have malls that they're in like complexes where there's an organic customer base. It's all perspective, right?
Yeah.
You can look at my store and be like, oh my gosh, she's on a, or you can be like, oh shit, she's a standalone business that has this badass parking lot.
I would view, because like anytime I see any store, not just here, like if they have their own set of keys to the door, it's badass. Like, I mean, even if you're in your mall, you have your own fucking set of keys. You have your own shop name sign. Like, that is fucking huge. And even then, like, people who do pop-ups, that's still fucking huge. Because, like, you're busting your ass making those products, standing there in the hot sun, windy day, whatever, and, like, getting income for yourself. But don't discredit the other ones who, aren't able to do that, who have to solely rely on social media. Karma's a bitch as fuck. Me this morning with that damn tree.
Ashley hates some trees.
I hate just that one tree, and it's literally just because it's by my setup, and I didn't want to move the damn stickers. I know it's my fault. It's fine, but that was my morning, knocking over my sticker display. No, but the whole small.
It's like
I'm at a loss of words.
like what trips me out is like it's the same thing as the algorithm. When I stayed in that pocket of like time where I absorbed everything people were saying about me, about the business and all the things, like I would have the worst days. I'm choosing the second I moved, I was like, I'm leaving that all behind and I'm choosing to live differently and process information differently. And I guess we all know how that turned out, right?
I mean, it's only going up from here.
Yeah.
And it's only been going up from the start.
Yeah, it's crazy. The way that like God and the universe work out, like everything works out. Like
You're like putting out so much good that you're receiving so much good, and you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, no, now you're selling out events. You're having to go planning from the creative space to the garage. Like,
oh my God.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much. What do you like? If you, because you said it's tough right now, if you had a small business ask you for advice, what would you tell them?
Definitely keep going. And at this moment in time, with how everyone is dealing with everything, take it day by day. That's exactly what I'm doing. Um, and if able, branch into something new. And it sucks that we are in such a tough time where we're all struggling financially to where that's not fully able. But luckily for myself, and I know a lot of other creators still use a Cricut. And there's so many different things that you can make with it. You just have to do a little bit of more research. But those who obviously don't use a Cricut, network,
So everything you make is on your Cricut,
basically.
like the stickers and everything.
Yeah.
I had a cricket and could barely make a cut.
It takes a lot of patience, but at least it's something I enjoy. If I'm not in the mood, it takes me forever. Last week, mm-mm. I had to make 12 cups. It took me 4 days. I can do that in 2 hours normally. Like that's how like I did not want to do it. I was just like done. I was like, do I even want to make cups anymore? I was like, that really crossed my mind. I was like, I'm not happy. I texted my sister. I was like, is this Jasmine's fault? Do I like being at the store too much?
I feel like everything has a season, and just how AmarieA Creates evolved from what it was 5 years ago to now, I feel like you may be on the cusp of something. Like only you know. Like you know when it's time to evolve and change. And I talk about this all the time in like the networking events. You feel it in your soul. You feel it. And it's okay. Like it's okay to evolve and it's okay to change.
Yeah.
You owe nobody, like, you don't owe anybody anything. It's your life. Fucking live it. Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to make like, I don't know, you want to make feather lamps? I'd support you. We'll shit all over feather lamps. Like, whatever you want to do. I believe that there's magic in that. And I feel like when you make a bold choice to evolve, you're going to be rewarded by that.
Hmm.
It doesn't mean that AmarieA Creates didn't do well, like it didn't do good for you.
Yeah.
But like, girl, what do you want to do?
It's so crazy because you already know what's coming, but I don't want to say it yet.
I kind of know what's coming and I'm here for it. I think we're all here for it.
I'm so excited. It's a matter of time, but I'm really, really excited. And I think it'll be good.
I feel like this is a really good podcast. It's like a conversation we haven't had before.
Yeah, it was different. I liked it.
Yeah, in private, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Ashley, just do it.
When this is just one of our normal conversations daily, you're like, oh, I haven't seen you in 3 days. I have so much to tell you. And then it's so hectic. We're like, crap, we didn't even catch up. And then something else happens. Oh my God. When I first started working with you at the store and you had to, there was, I don't know what month it was, but you were like trying to make all the flyers for all the events coming up and then like trying to schedule all the vendors. And I was like, is there anything I can help you with? And you're like, no, girl, like I have to do all of this. And I was like, okay, I'll just go sweep. Like that's what I could do. So like anytime that I'm like, do you need anything? Do you need anything for the store? Like that's what I know I can do. Because anything as far as like events and like behind the scenes and all that, I'm like, that is admin stuff. That's all you. So I'm like, if I could take something else off your plate at the store, like, gimme. I know it's also a learning experience for you. Yeah.
I had a healing session yesterday. Her name's Cecilia. She like read my soul and like
I want to do a reading so bad. I haven't done a reading in years.
we'll talk through this because I have some people for you. But like what she told me was the trauma response of not receiving help or not leaning on people.
I have
No, we all do, right? All women are strong. And I feel like it's like my purpose to remind people of that. Like I feel like it's my purpose to like bring these women together and be like, yo, that's normal.
that.
Like
Yeah.
that's good, you're strong, like we got this. She just told me, like, look, you have to be able to receive help. In order to grow, you have to continue to make space in your life and in your business for new things. And I'm grateful because at one point I felt like I was like drowning. Like, oh my God, I can't get ahead.
No, those like what was it, 3 days in a row that I helped you at the store? And I was like, I'm exhausted. It wasn't even 3 days. I think it was one day. Hold on. I think it was just one early long day. And I was like, I don't know how the fuck you do this every day for the past year, longer now. I was like, you're crazy. I'm exhausted.
It's been like,
Yeah, but now I'm like, no, give me more. I'm ready.
but can you see how that
Burnt you out.
burnt me out when I was
Hmm.
working? Like if you have a job that does have 24
Yeah.
hours, quote unquote, because there's a night team,
Yeah.
like I was in it, girl. Like
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we
When
got
you would tell me your responsibilities and XYZ and like what you learn and like what you're teaching me now, I'm like,
that's what I want to offer.
yeah.
I see these opportunities sometimes, and I'm like let me help
Like
you.
it's amazing what like something so simple can do for a business or a store, whether it's inside or out. It's amazing. One little thing, one small change. It's just like, holy shit.
I don't want to like give myself a pat on the back, but I will.
No, you do. Do it.
And
Smack the shit out your mouth.
Gem Collective has become a catalyst for a lot of effective change amongst the community that pops up here or sells here. Um, Something as simple as like okay, I'm gonna give you an example. Hey, I want to have a workshop. Okay, I could easily collect that hourly fee and just call it a day, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, where's the flyer? Like, let me post it on my website. What's your pay link? Customers want ease. You have to streamline these things. The success I found in these workshops are the people like Julie Lee is a great example. The flower workshop OC, everyone always messages me.
And that was her first time, and it was amazing. They were so happy. Oh my God.
It's the ease of the purchase. It's how she promotes her workshop. I feel like teaching people those things of like etiquette, business etiquette, I guess.
You have like businesses have to know the sense of urgency. And like you also do have to like set that boundary of like your store hours and when you'll respond. But it's also you have to look at other businesses and their hours and not assume that just because it's Monday to Friday that they're going to answer. Like because we're closed on Mondays, you're not working on Mondays. And now that you have help, you also don't work Tuesday mornings and Sundays.
Yeah.
Some things don't need that sense of urgency.
It's crazy. I used to be like glued to my phone because I was scared to miss an opportunity. And I hear that a lot in these podcasts. And I can only imagine you guys that depend on custom orders or wholesale orders.
I did a lot of custom orders in the beginning, but then it was like people responded so late and then expected it to still be there in time. And I'm like, no, that's your fault responding 2 weeks late. Like, you're not going to get it in time. And it was just exhausting trying to go back and forth. And then if like they weren't happy with the price, even after the fact. And, so I'm just very pick and choosy of what I customize. And if like I've already worked with them before, I'm more than likely to do it again. But even with referrals, I'm very picky now because of just one referral gone bad. And I just, yeah.
No, I love that for you. We talk a lot about that too, like outside of the podcast.
Yeah.
Some of the like girl on girl crime that happens in the business.
Mm-hmm.
And it's,
And it's hilarious because they really think you're not going to find out.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl.
We just had like
tap sound.
Dude, like snacks and Gap. I can't wait to tell you about it because we haven't talked about it yet, but it was so powerful. Like, not that this is like
no, the way that everybody's story post and or like feed post said powerful, powerful, powerful event. Like that was the word used to describe.
I was crying. Like I was so
You cry over everything lately.
I
so pleased.
super lately, but like, and I'm not pregnant. But I feel like I didn't cry for so long because I didn't know.
Oh yes.
Where I was like, no, I'm not going to cry. Cry.
I'm still dealing with that. With
like this.
I personally think it's because I have other things to do with my time than cry and make myself feel shitty and need to sleep after.
So the Gemini. I love Gemini.
Like, unless I have nothing to do, then yeah, I'll fucking cry my eyes out. Or if like I'm really emotional. But like if I have shit to do, I'm doing like a quick couple tear session and then back to work.
You should come to one of those events. I think it would help you a lot. Honestly,
I need to come to a lot of us.
It's like overwhelming when you have a room full of women like thanking you for the space.
Like-minded women. Yeah.
Yes, girl. And like I had her name's Ruby. She's like one of our really good customers. But so at the end, Erica had us like hold hands, and like before that there was an exercise, and then to close the circle, we were supposed to say something nice to somebody next to us. Mm-hmm. I honestly, and like this is like my downfall. I always go into the events being the coordinator. I don't participate. And I've learned that people want
they want you.
Yeah.
I have to keep telling you this. No, literally customers and vendors and literally everyone who steps foot at this store, in this freaking parking lot, in this garage, they come here for you. They come here for your energy and what you bring. So I know when people get sad that you're not available, they're like, I wanted her here. I wanted to talk to her. And I'm just like, is so I know she would be so thankful and so happy to hear that, but I know that she's really enjoying her me time. So I'm like, I will tell her when she's not in her me time.
2 o'clock.
No, literally.
Like, it's hard to put words to what happened that day, but like from Morgan to Tessa to Erica and then my exercise, um,
That was just an amazing lineup.
people needed it. The women that came needed that. And the reader that I wouldn't say reader, like the healer that I went to yesterday, I met her through that.
Oh,
I know, like the way that I've met people like you and like the way that we all kind of fit into like the circle of
hmm.
life is like it's so
Like everything is just falling and like flowing.
yeah, like
Yeah.
enlightenment. Like I don't know. Like I know that this was meant to happen, obviously, you've been a huge part of the story, but like what's next for us? Look at what happened in a year. Like what's gonna
I
happen
know.
next year? I don't
Not
know.
even, it's only even been 6
6 months.
months here. And it's wild at what has already come from it. All the collaborations.
And I think that's why that question of foot traffic really irritates me.
Yeah.
It's like you don't know what my first location was like. So for me, you may think it's slow, but I'm grateful. So it's
But it's also like you're not pulling money out of your ass for these events and like no one's showing up.
yeah.
Like there's a reason event and workshop keep being booked and are happening and selling out. People are coming here. So like I don't understand why that question has to still keep being brought up.
The fact that it irritates you validates how I feel about it. Seriously, if you were like, Jasmine, you're tripping.
I mean, I've only been here a month.
I had to have something to benchmark. So for me, I had to like really sit and say, okay, what is the average transaction for a small business brick and mortar?
Hmm.
What is the
Oh, I
average
remember when we were
transaction?
doing this. Yes, yeah,
It's 4.
yeah.
Fact check me. Google average transactions for a brick and mortar small business.
Yeah.
And it says it'll vary. But if it's 4, we're killing it. So that's perspective. And like, if you guys learned anything from me, it's that in your business, in your life, you don't know what the average is or what the norm is. And so find out. And it'll give you it'll either give you a ton of peace or it'll be like, oh shit, I have to
Yeah.
do, right?
Yeah.
But
But either way,
you have
it's
a
like,
plan.
yeah, there's a plan. There's like a step 1, 2, 3 of how to fix or better the situation. Yeah.
Like, what else can we talk about?
I know.
Creates. We talked about what's next.
Hmm.
We talked about the current climate. Do you feel good about it? Like, do you feel good about the current climate, or are you like, oh my God, I need a job? You have a job, by the way.
I know. So I did in February when I lost my Etsy shop.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. So I was on Etsy since the beginning with my sister. So I even like rolled over the shop, like I just changed the shop name. So like the sales still counted from with my sister. So we were on Etsy since 2020 and I had by the end of it over 5,000 sales. Um, and it got suspended. I tried to appeal, didn't work. So she gone. But a month even after losing it, and after you had already said, okay, what's your availability? Let's work something out. Like, let's see what we can do. And I was so grateful because even before you texted me, I was looking up jobs and I told myself that if I ever had to get another job, I would go back to Disney because I left on good terms. I know that I would get hired for sure. And there was nothing for me. I was like, there's nothing I could freaking do here. And I was like, okay, let me find, work from home jobs because I needed something that I could still pick up the kids. And no, nothing. I was like, I don't do this. And so when you texted me for my availability, I was like, please, please, please. Because like as nervous and anxious as I was, like to work here and cover the store for you and take on that responsibility, like I'm so happy that I did because like I this doesn't feel like work. It's so nice like saying like, oh, it's nice to see you again to the customers. Like when you had me go pick up the table down the street from our neighbor who donated that table, like I didn't even realize it was her. I was like, oh my God.
I know I love.
I am like seeing the regulars come in and being like, oh, how's so and so, and I'm just like it's nice and like I understand why people do pop-ups. But at the same time, for my business and me as a person, I think I'm okay with this doing, orders that come in, whether it's wholesale or regular. Like I'm okay with doing that and still being here. And yeah, I'm just really content right now.
For you. I think it's important to know that I understand the pop-up phase or pop-up path,
Hmm.
but I feel like if your aspiration is to grow out of that, do it.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Because it's not as hard as people think it is, honestly. And I know it's scary times. And again, back to the perspective.
Hmm.
On black and white, yes, it's probably not the best time to open a small business. But on the latter, like in my experience, I feel like when life gets really hard, the community that is going to
Oh
support
yeah,
small
for
business
sure.
rallies. And they're also looking for those safe spaces
Yeah.
too. Like life is hard right now.
Yeah.
I don't even watch the news because it freaks me out.
Yeah, I just hear what Grandma
Right?
tells me.
Yeah, like I'm not watching the news. But I feel like it's really important to just like there's never gonna be a perfect time
Never.
to do it. I can talk about two, I won't say their names because it's in progress, but like two people that are vendors or who have been vendors.
I think I know what you're talking about.
They've reached out lately
Yeah.
because they're like, hey, one was like, I adore her and I just love her like essence. Like she's so joyful and like so like just uplifting. I just love her. But she's like, hey, I found this spot and I think it's the one. And then the other one actually confirmed her first location. And I'm just so grateful to have been a part of that like
Yeah.
journey. And like I love those messages. I love them. So we'll see like what iteration comes from each
Yeah.
and what's next for Local Gem Collective. But just like you, I'm super content right now. I'm open to the possibilities, but I don't ever see myself like this is like my house now.
Is this a house? Yes, sir. It's a house. This is a house. And it's wild. Why is it always me? Why am I always alone? It's okay. I'm a bad bitch.
You are. We need to do this again, maybe in like 3 months to see the progress. But
Yes.
thank you for your time.
Thank
We'll
you.
start Starbies that you are finally on the potty. I love you, girlfriend.
Love you. Let's go open the store.